Oh, DJI Action camera, allegedly. It's very much like a GoPro to me, but thought we'd give it a go because I want to strap it to the top of a Mavic Air drone and see what it's like. Let's open it up, shall we? Get in there. Every single YouTube review says it's the best thing that has ever happened in the action camera world. Now, admittedly, most of those they've been given them. I bought mine because I'm a sucker, and we don't have any subscribers, so don't get free stuff. Oh, there she is. Oh, that smells lovely as well. You gotta smell this, Mario, because it. It's the glue on the thing. Oh, there we go. Don't eat that. Made that mistake before. That there. Here we go. Oh, it feels really plastic and horrible. Looks really nice in the videos though. Now, I've got an experience with DJI. We've got a Mavic Air review going up. Late to the party and all that by about 12 months. But they never quite work how you'd expect them to. They sort of work in certain areas, DJI products. That's a nice little box, like that. And then they sort of fail massively in other areas. So I'm about to find out what those areas are. It might just be that actually it surprises me, and it's because it's not a drone, it's all good. Now, where are we? That goes in there. Here it is, it's in there. Silly Billy. There's the GoPro Hero, the DJI Action cam. What cable we got here? USB-C, I assume. Yeah, USB-C cable. Got another one of them to add to the list. Good. Right, sticky thing. Excellent. And then press that, turn it. Let's put a round one on, shall we? Look at that, perfect. Right, cool. That comes off. Is that easier than the GoPro? Not really. Still really difficult to get out. This just won't go. Got it. Battery. Assume that's in there. There it is. Look at that nice little presentation case. You could put your micro SD card in there as well. That's quite neat, isn't it? If you're going to take this box around with you. So you'll probably get another battery for this. That way around. Perfect. It's clicked in. Remove it there and there. Comes out again. Pretty straightforward, isn't it? Click, click. Oh, it's come on. Let's strip this off. Smell it, because no one does that. They strip them off. You see other videos doing it. They strip them off. Strip it off and then add another dimension to it. That sink's horrible, by the way. It's these mounts that smell nice. So if you want to smell the chemicals in that glue, it's lovely. Peel that off. Put that there. Peel that off like that, nice and quick. There we are. It's done. Let's turn it on. Hey, dun. Activate with DJI Mimo. Can't speak properly. DJI Go 4, not DJI Go. No, not DJI Go 4, not DJI, but DJI Mimo. So let's launch that bad boy and go back to the camera. Oh, it's gone off. Let's just turn it back on again. Oh, we're back in. We're back in the room. It's got no SD card. It's at 46% battery. Where's the activation screen gone though? Hey, there we are. We're in the house. We're in the house. Right. I'm going to click. Let's turn it around that way so I can see what's going on. Now that's going to add. Let's do all these things without reading the instructions. Okay. Scan the QR code or install the DJI Mimo app from the App Store. Okay. Osmo Action. Click on that. Introducing Osmo Action. You got a load of tutorials on here, which is all good. Let's click on camera. Device connection. Searching. Connect. Please be simple. Ooh, 7283. Yeah, let's accept that. Boom. Activate your device. Agree. Obtain Osmo device info. Yes. Next. Activate. Activating. Oh, activation successful. This is smooth at the moment. This is smooth. I don't want to get DJI refresh. Notice for beginners. Yep. You've got to put an SD card in there. It is recommended to use micro SD card, not included, with a maximum capacity of 256GB and a UHF speed of grade 3 rating. Top button powers on the device. Press and hold, powers it off. Oh, when device is powered on, turn screen on and off. So you just press it once, turn the screen on, turn the screen off. And if you press and hold, turns the whole device off. Shutter record button takes a photo. Let's try that. No SD card, of course. Takes a photo and stops recording video. Snapshot available when device is powered off. QS, quick switch, select shooting modes in camera view, returns to camera view in settings or playback. Press and hold, switch between front screen and touchscreen view camera. Here we go. There it is. That's what they've all been talking about. Tying up the screen on the front. Yeah. So, good. Excellent. I can't see it though. So if it's on your helmet, this is what I don't quite get. So if it's sat up there, it makes no odds, does it? If you've got a foot, I'll shut it down. It makes no odds if you've got a screen on the front. It only works if you're vlogging with it, doesn't it? Unless you're doing a production and you're going around checking all the cameras and you can go, oh yeah, I can see what you're looking at. Otherwise, I'm struggling to see the advantage of it, apart from if you're vlogging. Perhaps we'll find out. When we do a lot of shooting with the wheels and stuff, should we see if suddenly we need a front screen? Not sure. We'll have a look at that one. I'm reserving my judgment on that. Touchscreen, swipe touchscreen, it's like the usual touchscreen stuff. Let's not go through all that. Press both sides battery, done all that, didn't need to do it. Look at that, they're in some snow and stuff. So that's giving you the impression it's hardware and it's all good. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. It's got no snow. Done. Done, done, done. And let's power it back up again. Let's see if I can connect to it. Connecting. So I'm saying devices. So I just boot it up. Device connection. No Osmo found. It's definitely on though. Oh, there it is. Connect. Join. Do you want to join? Yes, I do. I said join. Let's press connect. It wants to join the Wi-Fi network Osmo Action. Okay, let's do that then. What's happening now? Oh, we are in with no SD card. Okay, good. So you get the old viewfinder there. Swipe up and down to change modes. I got to tap it. Open playback to preview your pictures and recordings. Here you can access additional shooting modes and settings. Radio. Here you can check the view. Wi-Fi connection, battery level. Okay, yeah, see that. HDR video, photo mode, video mode, just like really everything else. Tells you they haven't got an SD card in there. Give you the time. Brilliant. Right, yeah. I suppose we should get some shots on this, really, shouldn't we? Mm. Oh, and there's not hardly any lag there. It's hardly anything. Look at that. That's good. Hardly any lag there. Like that. Right. Let's get the old SD card and put her on charge, I suppose. And then we'll go and test it. Put it on a Mavic Air to start with, shall we? And see if it's too heavy. The Insta360 camera fits on the Mavic Air quite nicely. That feels a bit heavier. I'm not sure if it'll take it. We'll find out. Oh, quick one. Is anything accessible once it's in this case? Hero 7's a pain in the ass because you can't charge it up in case, which means you have to keep taking it out of the case. You don't do anything with it. No, this isn't either, is it? Can you get at anything in here? You can't. So you have to still remove it. I've seen reviews, they said that's looser, so it's easier to get out. Never. It's basically the same as the Hero 7. You have to put some force on it to get it out. What we got here? That's the charge thing. So you can't charge it. You can, because I think you can remove the door. My understanding, I'm not going to do that now. Snap it off. Apparently, you can remove the door. And then you can charge it whilst it's in there. Obviously, you don't want to do anything with water in that case, because this has actually got a seal on it. But let's go and charge it up and see how it goes. One thing I'm wondering is this here actually is proud of the top line there. And I was half wondering if it tumbled, Mr. Tumbled, would it? I suppose it is, yeah, this is slightly tighter. This is smooth with it. So it's not proud. You know GoPros are pretty robust, aren't they? Whereas this, both of these that's smooth on the side and smooth on the top, and obviously it's got all this protection underneath. This isn't. It's proud on there and there. And you think to yourself, if that scooted down the road, fell off, whereas this slides down the road or whatever, if you've got the cover on, you're not too bad anyway. But it's just a thought. Does this fit in here? Does this fit in the Action one? No, it doesn't. That would be funny, wouldn't it? That would be a proper court case, wouldn't it, going on? Right, let's put that there. But yeah, and we got the 6 here as well. The black. 6, 7. Oops. Slightly smaller profile. Only just though. Pretty much the same. I wouldn't say there's much difference between those two. Right, let's nick this, is what we want to nick. Is this part. Do you know what? I think it's going to be too heavy for the Mavic Air. But what we got, you see, is that Mavic Air. It's only a mad idea really, but nonetheless. Right, there we are, fitted, but I reckon that's way too heavy. I really do. Let's have a little look. So if I boot it up, what I want to try and do is just see the front of the drone is the idea. Now this is a bit premature because, to be honest, I'm not sure it's actually going to fly. So I thought that'd be quite a sweet shot. You got that and that, so if you just turn it around maybe slightly there. Good thing is you can line up that shot, and of course you can see it on the screen as well. Weirdly, of course, the odd thing, as you may notice there, is very much off-center, that image. And so if you look at the screen here, by the way the SD card's not working because we need to format it. The drone, you can see more of this arm than you can this one, even though this is sat dead center. And it's because the lens, of course, is offset to the left. So you can't get a nice shot, which is a bit of a shame. So if you've got something dead center, of course you can't, you sort of twist it around a little bit to try and get that, and then it looks like it's going across it. Which is a bit of a shame. What a shame. Oh well. Irrespective of that, I don't think this is actually gonna, I don't think it's gonna fly, is it? Let's be honest. Let's boot it up anyway for a joke. SD card won't be slow, shooting stopped. Okay, so we got the wrong format type of card. The wrong card. Not fast enough. It's okay for the Insta-1 360, but evidently not for that. Anyway, let's see if this flies first of all, this test. Can I connect to DJI Go 4 whilst I'm connected to this Mavic Air? Let's connect to that, so I'm disconnecting from the GoPro. This is going to crash, by the way. It would be my prediction. I predict a riot. Now, I predict a crash. Go fly. And it's going to say calibration error because it always does. It doesn't. It never says it. Not when you want to prove it to people, anyway. Okay, here we go. Oh no! Working. Working extra hard. But nonetheless, it's actually working. Wait. That worked. Okay. Sweet. I like it. Works. How about that? Right, all you do now is get a correct micro SD card. I'll go and get one and then we'll try it again. So the whole point of this is to actually get this cool view where we're following an electric unicycle with a drone. And then you've got another camera that follows the drone following the electric unicycle. It's only going to be like used for a 10-second clip. But I thought it looked pretty sweet to have the old rotors going around and see the nose of it. But it's a bit of a shame it's off-center. The Insta-1 360, of course, is, hold on, is this shape. And so you've got the threads there at the bottom. You screw that on and you've got a lens which sits directly facing forward. And so you capture a beautiful shot, dead center, and a lot more as well, because obviously you capture all around. And because it sits higher up, you've got that much gap above it, so you see more of the drone. In fact, you can almost see all of the drone, apart from the bit this is sat on. So that opens up a lot of other camera angles, but obviously not as good quality as the Osmo Action or the GoPro Hero 7. So we'll try it and see. We'll get another SD card and try it. There we go. So literally we landed it, go to take off again, you can't because there's compass error. It does all the time, whether inside, outside, doesn't matter where you are. Once you've calibrated it a couple of times, it seems to work, but it's basically every time you try and fly the Mavic Air, regardless of whether you've got a camera attached to it or not. Just new out of the box, it was like that. It's never ever flown without having to do that. It's frustrating. Right, okay, we booted her up, we brought it outside, we've got a proper card in it now. This is gonna start recording. It is 100% recording. We can do another 22 minutes with the card we got in there. That's booted up. I just need to put it connected to the DJI now. And let's try it again. So we can see what this looks like. Oh, so this is me filming it. Don't know. Not follow me now. So that little test, just put on a drone, which is a bit niche, but these things are designed to get weird angles, aren't they? And do different things and be experimental. I don't really work out very well with that, to be fair. I mean, even with the Hero 7, it ain't gonna work, but the thing that works really well was the Insta360. Obviously, reviewing this, but have used this on there, lovely results. Not the same crystal quality image, to be fair, on that one, as this, but this doesn't work, so you can't even get the shot. And by the time it floats up, as you can see, I'll be out of shot. You see the overlay footage. With it sat here, with the closest this can track you with active track, is actually, you'd have to have this up quite a way where you start losing sight of the drone to be able to get you in frame. And the whole point is you get about half the drone in with the blade spinning to make it an interesting shot. So as soon as you start lifting that up, the drone's going to be out of frame, but you're going to film just yourself, and there's no point because you might as well use the camera on the drone. So I didn't really work out with that as well as I thought it would do. I'm going to attach it now to an electric unicycle and hammer it along and see how the rock steady footage looks, because it'll be plonked straight onto the body of the wheel. So no cushioning at all, and we'll just rely on rock steady and see what it looks like. And then attach the Hero 7 to the same mount and do the same route and see what that looks like in comparison. In the evening, just checking out a footage I did, just to have a quick review of it, and the light's on, but I'm getting nothing out of it. Nothing at all. Nothing on the front screen, nothing on the back screen. It's quite warm. Pressing and holding. Doesn't shut it down, like usual. Pressing it once. Doesn't turn it on. Pressing record, doesn't do anything. It's completely frozen, sadly. And getting warmer as I speak. Oh dear. Oh, see Daisy. Try and do this one-handed. Let's have a look. Let's press the switch button, see if we can switch anything around. Nothing. No sound, nothing. Press it once, nothing. Light still on, pressing hold, Nothing. Sadly, it's just frozen. Common problem with the GoPros. Just stuck on. Can't do anything with it. Nothing. Press and hold. Nothing. Oh dear. Try and record. Nothing. Press and hold for a long time, see what happens. Nothing. It is a dead as a dodo. That's a little bit disappointing, isn't it? Last. What to do is, I guess, just kick the battery out. Let's film this actually happening as it happens. Right, that's battery out, as you can see. Back on again it goes. Both clicked in nicely. Got a red light now. Okay, let's switch back on again. Okay, that's been recording for 3 seconds, 4 seconds. That's because it's upside down and pressed it. A little bit worrying. So it frees up like that. It should have been doing that with the green light on, and then you can obviously do your menus and stuff. He says. Maybe not. Oh. No, maybe not. Why can't I access any of the screens? Video, yeah. Hello? Why can't I access any of the... Am I being silly here? Or what? Why can't I access any of the screen functions? Swipe across, swipe down, swipe across, swipe up, nothing. That's a bit strange. Well, to make the menu work again, I started recording and then now it works. Start recording, stopped it recording, and now that menu works again. Wow, it's actually for the 30 minutes or so that we did recording, messing around with it, it worked fine. It's only when I was checking the footage before leaving work that it started to play up. So completely locked up, as you saw. Had to eject the battery to bring it back round again and put it back in. And then when I brought it back round again, even though it is recording when I started, press the button, I couldn't access any of the menus. So I had to press record again and then stop it, and then I could access the menus. Weird, very weird. Okay, it's working again now though. So try shutting it down, shall we? Yep, shutting down just fine. A little bit of a red flag there. Another critical thing that we found with the Hero 7 is that you plug it into a Mac and it doesn't seem to recognize it. You have to take the micro SD card out and plug it into a card reader and plug the card reader into the Mac, and then it's all good. So I've just plugged this in now. It's actually charging through USB-C, so that's good. Let's see if we can boot it up and see if then that brings up, will it read the card through, connect to computer. I hope this is going to be easy. Accept, computer connected. And it has. It has worked perfectly fine, so there it is. Interestingly, of course, it's got files in it. Didn't we format it? No, we formatted a different card. That makes sense. So this has been in the GoPro. But we've got, let's have a look. Yes, we've got the media on there, so that's all good. But whilst I'm here, I'm going to show you something very strange. So straightforward, that's thumbs up for just connect it straight to a computer and just read the files, no problem at all. Now, I am highly disappointed after reviewing the footage. I'm going to show you why now. So here we go. So this is the start of the footage, and we'll show this in full anyway. So you watch what's happening here, the way it's cropping this foot. But don't forget, it's a static It's a static mount, it's not moving, it isn't actually a gimbal. Can you see how it's actually removing? You see how much is showing there of the footplate, which is actually what it's stuck to. Loads of it, so that's actually the actual view I set up. Now when it wants to do some sort of stabilization, it almost disappears entirely. And actually the sound's gone there. I'm not sure it's just because it's running off the camera, but sound has gone there. So this is what I'm trying to show you here, really, is the fact that that is all over the place. Look at it, and that's the footplate is completely gone there, completely disappeared. So the point I'm making here is if you've got it in a fixed position, you framed your footage exactly how you want it, you could very well find when you come to have a look at it, because it's basically, it's this big around the outside, the frame is out here, it's using all that space to actually crop. So I wanted the entire footplate in there to give you perspective. And sometimes in the footage that completely disappears and all you've got is this view, and it gets rid of some of the tyre as well. Interesting. But we're gonna have a look at the GoPro footage now. I've done exactly the same thing, and let's have a quick look and see if it's done the same thing with the way it frames it and just changes the whole positioning. And we notice this as well on the drone, and I'll show you drone footage now. Now here's the footage from the drone. Let me just kill the sound a little bit, you don't want to hear that. Can you see how this is totally, massively changing the landscape of the frame? So the way it's framed is all over the place. And we were looking at this thinking, well, did it come loose in the mount or what? What happened here? I don't understand. How can it possibly be moving? And of course, what it is a stabilization built into the Rocksteady stabilization. So as you can see, it's not a fixed frame, as it were. It's constantly wobbling, and you really notice it because the drone isn't wobbling like that. It's very, very stable. It just looks like the drone is wobbling all over the place. It's really unstable, and it looks like the camera on top of it is turning, but it's not. It's the drone that's turning, and it's the Rocksteady stabilization that is actually trying to, as you can see, it's all over the place. Now that footage is, well, because of that, is essentially unusable. You see what it's doing, you see the problem. And it is a niche, again, it's a niche problem, but if you frame something and you want it specifically to stay the same, I wanted the left arm and the right arm to stay pretty much the same. And we talked about the fact it can't be dead center because it's the lens is off to the left, but unless you mess around with the mount, of course, and bring it across to match. But this, if you wanted that and that to stay the same, you can't, if you're using stabilization. And ideally, of course, you want to use a stabilization. It's one of the supposed to be the best things about this camera. But you're going to lose this entire arm, and sometimes it looks like it's facing that way, and it's all over the place. So especially if you're following a subject like I was, that subject's there, then it's there, then it's hopeless. So yeah, very disappointed in that. So just put that in. SD card is empty. Good. Let's just shut that down. So just shutting that down. That can actually be done one-handed, that door as well, which is quite neat. Right, the GoPro is now on. It's not showing on the Mac. Let's see if we can now power it up and see if we can actually get it to work. So it flashed at me. It doesn't appear to be turning on. So this is part of the problem with the GoPro. Press and hold and see if it does it then. So that stopped it recording. Oh no, it's come back around again. So that's not registering. Let me just unplug it. Turn it on. Okay, so that is already now plugged in. And it says USB connected, but it doesn't come up on the Mac. It should be here as Untitled or GoPro, whatever, but it isn't. So that is one of the frustrations with this. On a Mac, it doesn't seem to want to work. We don't really know why. There's no menus here to enable it or disable it or anything like that. Yeah, so the SD card has to come out of this when we're using it, and we've consistently had that, and it's the same with the Hero 6, the same with all the GoPros we've had. They do exactly the same thing. Don't connect up. Says it's connected, knows it's connected, but doesn't show up on Finder, annoyingly. So I'll remove the SD card, plug it into an SD card reader, such as this, and then we'll go from there. Okay, and here's the GoPro footage of that same shot, just to bring the screen so you can see what it's doing, so you can see the edge of this frame. So it's exactly the same place, the same shot. I do pretty much the same thing. And it's important to play all this. This is as boring as it is, but it shows you it's doing it less. So it's keeping in frame the footplate more. So you're losing less of that footplate, less of this area, which is like the point, the reference point essentially. And it's cool to have this tyre going around, great little shot. So on the whole, it's keeping most of this, at least some of it, in shot, which it did with the Osmo Action. But at one point, as you saw, it completely lost it. You know, it was cropping up to here. To here. Same position, so it's the same mount. The mount hasn't been removed. Literally used the Osmo mount. So in terms of stabilization, I would definitely give it to the GoPro in terms of keeping stuff in frame. And actually smashed the GoPro into the ground as well as I turned in, because it was so close to the ground, as you can probably see. Recording. Right, so this is now the end of the video, the end of the review. I'm going to walk through in several different lighting environments. So we're going to go through now into a slightly darker area in the warehouse and just see how it copes. But I'm going to sign off really the video. So in terms of stabilization, I was pretty disappointed, to be fair, as you can probably tell. In terms of the framing of it, yes, it'll be incredibly useful in certain areas, but in other areas where I've been used to strapping a GoPro on, not quite as good. Now, with all these things, as I alluded to before, wow, it doesn't cope with this very well. But it is dark here, by the way. It's not pitch black, but going into slightly more light now. And with all the stuff that I review, of course, it's stuff I'm buying. You know, my own money goes down on it. So I'm quite happy to point out pitfalls and benefits and things like that. So in terms of the connection to the computer, massively less hassle. And of course now I'm using the screen at the front to do some vlogging things, and it's actually gone off as I said that, presumably to conserve battery power. So how do I get this back on? So I cannot see myself now. Let me just press the side button briefly. No. Hold on. If you touch the back of the screen, it comes back on. So the back screen, if you touch the back screen, the front screen comes back on. Anyway, so that, we're just testing this out now, the vlog, so a slight delay, hands up, hands down. Yeah, there's about a 1 second delay between the two, not a problem. So with those points, the slow motion, stabilization, I think slow motion, they're about the same as each other in terms of, they're different, they are definitely different colouring, but probably slightly nudge it towards the Osmo Action. In terms of stabilization, I'd definitely give that to GoPro. For the trials I put it through, just comes across slightly better. You can be more confident in the stuff that you want to be in the frame actually being in the frame when you come to review the footage. It doesn't wander all over the place, and I think it's a bit of a stretch to suggest that rocks move around as much as Rocksteady would suggest in their footage. Screen's now dimming, it's gone half light, the front screen. I'll keep on because in a minute shut off. Now that is adjustable as far as I know in settings. I've seen a setting there somewhere. And it's gone off now, so I can't see it. It's just tap behind to make sure that works. Yeah, tap screen behind, comes straight back on again. So, there it is really. This is me vlogging on it. Whatever the audio's like is whatever the audio's like. And don't forget, this is indoors, no wind, nothing like that at all. I hope you enjoyed the video. Quite a lot of time went into testing it and messing about with it. And most of the videos you see are just completely, everything is amazing about this camera. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it at all. And it is brilliant. Where, as... You alright, Bruce? Always interrupts. As is never the case. Never the case. There's always going to be some pitfalls. Now, what I love about these sort of cameras and equipment that we have loads of stuff, is that there's always a job that these things can do really, really well, and then you have to stuff loads of stuff in your kit bag to actually bring out and use for specific occasions. So this has got its place. I don't feel like wasting my money or anything like that. To be honest, we'd have probably gone for a second Hero 7 anyway. So I thought, let's take a punt on this and actually try it. So I'm more than happy with my purchase, but I wouldn't say that it's better in every area than the Hero 7. Hero 7 for me, the stabilization has still got it. So I love that side of it. So yes, we'll be using both together. Both have their place, I would suggest. Right, cheers guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share. thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next gadget review, whatever that may or may not be. By the way, screen's off, so I can't see myself. Probably to change that in settings. Bye!